All right, so today we have a Super Game Boy. This one comes to us not turning on, not reading anything. It's not outputting any video or anything like that. So we're going to take a look at it. The customer already said that it's been cleaned fully. They took it apart and didn't see anything that was still dirty. Sometimes it's the pins and stuff that could be it. So we'll open it up and see if we can't find anything. I've had games and stuff where it's broken traces, so that's going to be my first thing if it's not fully cleaned. So yeah, let's test real quick and then just get into it. Yeah, and it's not reading at all, so. For my small Game Boy, I put a LED to tell me when it's powered. If it doesn't read a disc, it won't power on. I should say cartridge. It's a cartridge. If the cartridge is in and it's working, then it'll power on normally. This one we're not getting anything. So yeah, let's pop this guy open and get started. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my multimeter here. We're just going to do a continuity check. And we'll just run through the traces and see if anything's broken in between. That's most likely what would cause an issue, or at least that would be my first guess. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I found one trace that's not reading, so that could definitely be an issue. Well, that's definitely a issue. So it looks like it's this pin right here. We're on it and connects right up here. Got nothing. Looks like it's probably severed right here. So we'll have to do that. I'm just gonna make a slight scratch in it just so I know. There's another trace that's broken. All right, so far we got two on this side. Just roll through this one. it gets difficult to see these because you're trying to follow it with your eyes. Okay, so I found a couple traces that were severed. We weren't getting continuity through, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put in a jumper in between those two, and then hopefully that'll work out and get it all back up and running. I'm gonna do it pretty much a quick and dirty way just to see, and then from there I'll clean it up and then make it look presentable, I guess. I just want to see if that's gonna work. If it doesn't, then I can move on to working on other things, but scrape a little bit of the pad away just so I can get a little bit of a bite. Got a little bit on there. Should make a fine connection though. Right, so there's one done. And the other one is right here. That one's an easy one. It's gone. See exactly where it's severed. So for this one, yeah, I'll do the same thing. It's fine. This one's just a short one. This thing is definitely not winning any beauty contests, but right now we're just trying to get functionality out of it. And then from there, I'll clean it up and make it look a little bit more presentable, just in case somebody does actually go into this. I should mention that this isn't actually for a customer. This is for a friend of mine who just had this sitting around, and I said I'd give it a try for him. So, but yeah, let's go ahead. Now that these are repaired, let's go ahead and toss it in and actually see if we can get it booted up. I'm only going to put a couple screws in. I won't put them all in. All right. Little moment of truth. Ah, we got power. Ah, yep, worked. Perfect. You could probably see on the screen itself, there's a little bit of like an artifact on the side. That's actually just the cable. I use this cheap spare cable to do this, just because I'm cheap like that sometimes. But yeah, so actually, I'll end up cleaning this one up. I'm not done with it yet. One of the wires is actually covered, so it has no chance of shorting out. The other one's a really, really short jump, but I'll put some protectant over that one just so it doesn't touch anything. But other than that, it should be good to go. Like I said, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but still, nobody's going to pop this thing back open and look for it as long as it's still working. It just looks like a couple traces got severed there. Everything else looked good. So yeah. Well, cool, guys. Thanks for joining me on another Fix It Friday. This one was a quick one as well, but it was really, you know, this is one thing that could go wrong in some of these cartridges, whether it's a Super Game Boy like this one that we have, or if it's in a regular N64, regular cartridges. These are the first things to kind of check is continuity between any of the traces, and then from there you can kind of go through. If this didn't work, I would probably really start going through if anything feels warm on them, or I would do more in depth on maybe the chips and then trying to diagnose it that way. So awesome. We'll catch you guys later.